Hello, BSN2B. Today, I'm going to report different hand signals in basketball. This pertains to various hand signals used in basketball, and we will cover all of them in detail later. In basketball, traveling refers to a violation that occurs when a player holding the ball takes more than allowed number of steps without dribbling. In the NBA and most organized basketball leagues, a player is generally allowed to take two steps after gathering the ball or one step if they haven't dribbled. If a player exceeds these limits, it considers traveling, and the opposing team is awarded possession of the ball. Traveling is aimed at maintaining fair play and preventing players from gaining an unfair advantage by moving with the ball illegally. In basketball, a double dribble is a violation that occurs when a player dribbles the ball, comes to a stop with both hands on the ball, and then start dribbling again or begin dribbling with both hands. Essentially, it involves resuming dribbling after briefly stopping or using both hands to dribble during a possession. Carrying the basketball is a violation in basketball that occurs when a player dribbling the ball allows it to come to rest in one or both hands and then continues to dribble. It also known as palming violation. Essentially, carrying involves an improper handling of the ball during dribbling. The 3 seconds violation in basketball refers to a rule that restricts an offensive player from remaining in the key or paint area, the area near the basket, for more than 3 consecutive seconds. The key, also known as the paint or the lane, is the rectangular area marked on the court around the basket. The purpose of the 3 seconds rule is to prevent offensive players, particularly big men or most post player, from camping out in the key for extended periods, which could create an unfair advantage. To comply with the rule, an offensive player must either leave the key or shoot the ball within 3 seconds of entering the key. If a player violates this rule, the opposing team is awarded possession of the ball. The important to note that the 3 seconds count resets when the offensive team gains possession of the ball, and it doesn't apply when the player is actively shooting, passing, or dribbling in the key. The rule helps maintain a dynamic and fair flow to the game. The 5 seconds violation in basketball refers to two distinct scenarios, one involving an inbound pass and the other concerning a closely guarded player. Number 1. Inbound pass. When a team is attempting to inbound the ball from the sideline or baseline, the player making the inbound pass has 5 seconds to pass the ball to the team. If the player holding the ball fails to release the pass within the allotted 5 seconds, it results in a turnover, and the opposing team is awarded possession. Number 2. Closely guarded player. Another situation where the 5 seconds violation applies is when the player is closely guarded by an opponent. If an offensive player holds the ball for more than 5 seconds while closely guarded, a defender is within a specified distance, usually 6 feet or 1.83 meters. It results in a turnover. The opposing team is then awarded possessions of the ball. These rules are in place to prevent teams from stalling and to maintain a fast-paced and competitive flow to the game. The 5 seconds violation encourages offensive players to make quick decisions and prevent unnecessary details during inbound plays or when a player is closely defended. Next is the 8 seconds violation. In basketball is related to the time a team has to advance the ball from the backcourt, the side of the court where the team's own basketball is located. to the front court, the side of the court where the opponent's basket is located. After gaining possession, here are the two main scenarios where the 8 seconds violation may be applied. Number 1, backcourt violation. When a team gains possession of the ball in their own backcourt, usually after a change of possession or an inbound pass, they have 8 seconds to advance the ball past the half court line into the front court. If they fail to do so within the allotted time, it results in a turnover and the opposing team is awarded possession to the spot where the violation occurred. Number 2, inbound play. When a team is inbounded the ball from the backcourt after stoppage in play, the team has 8 seconds to get the ball into the front court. Similar to the first scenario, failure to do results in a turnover. The 8 seconds violation is in place to ensure that the teams don't excessively delay the game by holding the ball in their backcourt. It promotes a faster pace of play and preventing teams from stalling the shot clock. A separate timer is also used to limit the total time a team has possession of the ball during a single offensive play. The 24 seconds violation in basketball is a rule that applies to offensive team during the possession. It is specifically associated with the shot clock, which is a timer that sets the maximum amount of time a team has to attempt a field goal. In the NBA, FIBA International Basketball Federation, and some other leagues, that shot clock is set at 24 seconds. Here's how the 24-second violation works. You may take note of this. Number 1, shot clock reset. When offensive team gains possession of the ball, the shot clock is set to 24 seconds. Number 2, offensive possession. The team must attempt a field goal, either a shot or a legitimate scoring play within the 24 seconds time frame. Number 3, violation. If the team fails to take a shot before the shot clock expires, it results in a 24 seconds violation, and the opposing team is awarded possession of the ball. The shot clock is the crucial element in basketball, preventing team from stalling or holding onto the ball for extended periods without attempting to score. It adds an element of urgency to offensive possessions and contributes to the fast-paced nature of the game. The 24 seconds violation rule is designed to ensure an equitable and competitive balance between offense and defense. A backcourt violation in basketball occurs when an offensive team fails to advance the ball from their backcourt, the half of the court where their own basketball is located, to the front court, the half of the court where the opponent's basketball is located within a specified time limit. This violation typically involves the crossing of the half-court line. Here are the main components of a backcourt violation. You may take note of this. Number 1, initial inbound or change or of possession. When a team gains possession of the ball in their own backcourt after rebound or a change of possession, they have limited time to advance the ball to the front court. Number 2, time limit. The offensive team has certain time frame to get the ball across the half court line. In the NBA, this time limit is 8 seconds. Number 3, violation. If the offensive team fails to bring the ball into the front court within the specified time, it results in a backcourt violation. The opposing team is then awarded possession of the ball at the spot where the violation occurred. It is important to note that the shot clock 24 seconds in the NBA is different from the backcourt violation rule. The shot clock is imposes a time limit on the time a team has to attempt a shot, while the backcourt violation focuses on advancing the ball from the backcourt to the front court. These rules contribute to the overall pace and fairness of the game. Okay, so in basketball, kicking refers to a specific type of violation where a player intentionally strikes the ball with their foot or leg. Kicking is generally not allowed, and if a player kicks the ball, it results in a violation and the opposing team is awarded possession. Since this game is basketball and not a soccer. In basketball, out of bounds refers to the area outside the boundaries of the court where the game is played. The out of bounds area is marked by boundary lines, including the sideline and baseline. When the ball or a player touches or crosses these boundary lines, it considered out of bounds, resulting in a change of possession. And you may take note of this. So here are the key aspects of related to out of bounds in basketball. Number one, sideline and baseline. Number two, play possession. Number three, inbounding. Number four, backcourt violation. Number five, out of bounds plays. So understanding and respecting the out of bounds boundaries are fundamental to the fair and orderly conduct of a basketball game. It ensures that the game is played within the defined court dimensions and may violation leads to consequences in terms of possession and gameplay. Three-point make refers to a successful scoring play where a player scores by making a shot from beyond the three-point arc. The three-point arc is semicircle located at a specific distance from the basket, typically 22 feet or 6.75 meters away from the basket at the top of the key in the NBA. A successful three-point make is valuable scoring asset in basketball and can significantly impact the flow and outcome of a game. Teams strategically use three-point shooting to enhance their offensive capabilities and create scoring opportunities. Jump ball in basketball is method used to begin or resume play in certain situations. The jump ball typically occurs at the center circle of the court and involves two opposing players jumping to try to catch or tap the ball after it is tossed into the air by the referee. The jump ball is a fundamental part of basketball, serving as a fair and natural way to determine possession at various points during a game. It is often used to settle situations where simultaneous possession or unclear ownership of the ball arises. A blocking foul is called when defensive players make illegal physical contact with an offensive player, resulting in an advantage for the offensive team. The primary characteristic of blocking foul is that the defensive player is not in legal guarding position or does not establish it before the offensive player makes significant progress. It's important for officials to make judgment calls based on the specific circumstances of each play. Defensive players are expected to establish legal guarding position and avoid initiating illegal contact with offensive players to prevent blocking fouls. Charging foul. Charging foul is called when an offensive players make illegal physical contact with a defensive player who has established a legal guarding position. The key aspect of charging foul is that the defensive player must have legal position, and the offensive player initiates the contact by charging into them. Charging fouls are intended to discourage offensive players from using their bodies to create an unfair advantage. The rules emphasize the importance of avoiding excessive or reckless contact and promote fair play in basketball. The decision call a charging foul is involves the referee's judgment based on the specific circumstances of each play. Handshaking in basketball refers to a defensive technique where a defender uses their hands or arms to impede the movement of an offensive player. Handshaking is considered a foul, and the rules regarding its enforcement can vary based on the level of play the specific league. The primary intent is to maintain fair play and prevent defenders from using excessive physical contact to hinder offensive players. Hand-checking fouls aim to balance the defensive and offensive aspects of the game, ensuring that the defenders cannot use excessive physical contact to impede offensive players. The rules are designed to encourage skillful and fair defensive play while allowing offensive players to freedom to move and create scoring opportunities. A holding foul in basketball is a defensive infraction where a player uses their hands, arms, or body to impede the movement of an opponent, preventing them from freely moving or making play. Holding is considered a personal foul and results in free throws for offended team if they are in bonus. Team fouls have reached a certain limit. The enforcement of holding fouls aims to ensure fair play and prevent defenders from using physical obstruction to gain an advantage. The rules regarding fouls, including holding, contribute to maintain the balance between offensive and defensive play in basketball. A pushing foul in basketball occurs when a player uses force to displace or move an opponent by extending their arms or body, resulting in an unfair advantage. This type of physical contact is considered illegal and is penalized with a personal foul. The player committing the pushing foul may face consequences such as free throws for the offended team, and the foul contribute to team's total fouls. Pushing fouls are part of the broader category of personal fouls, and their enforcement is essential in ensuring fair play and competitive balance on the basketball court. The rules aim to strike a balance between allowing physical play and preventing actions that can lead to an unfair advantage or jeopardize player safety. An elbow foul in basketball results when a player uses their elbow in a way that makes contact with an opponent in a manner deemed illegal by the rules. Elbow fouls are a subset of personal fouls and are penalized to ensure fair play and player safety. The use of elbows in a way that leads to excessive or dangerous contact can result in severe consequences. An intentional foul in basketball is a deliberated and purposeful act of fouling an opponent with the intent of stopping the clock, preventing the opposing team from scoring, or gaining a strategic advantage. Intentional fouls are considered unsportsmanlike conduct and result in free throws for the offended team as well as possession of the ball. This type of foul is often called in situations where a player's actions are deemed to the deliberated and not genuine attempt to play defense. Technical foul. This foul also results in two shots plus the basketball. The signal for a technical foul is taking both hands and making the letter T with them. A technical foul in basketball is a penalty assessed for as unsportsmanlike conduct, violation of certain rules, or actions that disrupt the normal flow of the game. Technical fouls result in free throws for the offended team and sometimes also involve other consequences such as loss of possession or player. Substitution. Substitution refers to a player who enters the game to replace another player currently on the court. Substitutions are fundamental aspects of the sport and are typically used strategically to manage player fatigue, matchups, and the game situations. Coaches make substitution to ensure that their team maintains a competitive advantage and adapts to the evolving dynamics of the game. So there's key points about substitutions in basketball, including number one, substitution process. This process stoppage in play, such as timeouts, free throws, or other dead ball situations. The player coming out leaves the court and the substitute enters. Number two, bench players. Teams have players on the bench who are ready to enter the game when called upon by the coach. These bench players are often referred to as substitutes. Number three, player rotation. Coaches strategically rotate players in and out of the game to manage playing time, prevent fatigue, and optimize team performance. The rotation may be influenced by factors like the score, opponent, and specific game situations. Number 4. Specialized roles. Substitutes may have specialized roles based on their skills. For example, a coach might bring in a sharpshooter for three-point shooting or defensive specialist to strengthen the team defense. Number 5. Strategic timeouts. Coaches often use timeouts to make substitutions and discuss strategic with their players. Substitutions during the timeouts allows for a pause in the game, giving the coach an opportunity to convey instructions. Number 6. Injury substitutions. If a player gets injured during the game, a substitute may be brought in to replace them. The injured player is typically required to leave the court for medical assessment. Number 7. Player fouls. Substitution can also be made due to a player accumulating fouls. If a player reaches the maximum allowed fouls, they may be substituted to avoid fouling out of the game. Number 8. Game flow. Coaches pay attention to the flow of the game and make substitutions strategically to capitalize on favorable matchup or address specific challenges posed by the opposing team. So remember, substitutions play a crucial role in maintaining the overall performance and energy level of the basketball team. Effective substitution patterns can contribute to a team's success by ensuring the players are well rested, maximizing skill sets, and adapting different pace of the game. Start the clock. Instead of the timekeeper making a judgment of when to stop the clock, they look for a referee signal to start. The referee will have their hand in the air until it's time to start the clock. Once the time has come, the referee will drop their arm down and the time will start. Start the clock is a command given in various sports, including basketball, to initiate the timing or countdown of the game clock. In basketball, the game clock is used to measure the duration of each quarter or half as well as the shot clock, which sets the time a team has to attempt a shot. 3-point attempt. When a players attempt a three-pointer, the referee has a signal to show that they will put one arm straight up in the air and signal a 3-point. A three-point attempt in basketball refers to a player's effort to score by shooting the ball from beyond the three-point arc. The three-point arc is a semicircular line on the basketball court located at a specific distance from the basket. Successful three-point attempts earn the team 3 points contributing to their overall score. Three-point make. If the three-point attempt is made, the official has another signal for that. They will take both of their arms and place them straight into the air. No basket. Sometimes shots are taken that are immediately after a foul is called or the time has expired. The official will signal the shot as not counted by waving and crossing their arms out in front of them. And lastly, we have timeout. The other type of timeout is a full timeout. The signal for this is to stick both arms straight out to the side with fist being made. So that's all. Thank you.